I'm gonna pass it over because these guys have a great story. They got they were knee deep, well, balls deep in Reddit, um, and they were one of the fastest growing. Well, they were the fastest growing subreddit for Wheel of Time because they were the only people who were willing to recognize the show was so bad.
So
And
actually, we have a better claim to fame. We were
oh,
actually for a period of time of actually several weeks. I think it might have actually even been more than a month. We were the fastest growing subreddit on Reddit. We also had, I think we had among the, if not the highest in sort of average user activity. So like percentage of our subs or our Redditors who were actually active on the subreddit on a daily basis. To the point where our measly, between 3 and 5,000, depending on the snapshot of time that you looked at, would often have more active users than the 100,000 subreddit for the larger Wheel of Time subreddits. So we were growing and we were active, and a lot of really good posts. Honestly, there's a lot of really good sense of humor. People were posting some really hilarious stuff, and I think that's why we drew the attention that we did. That the so specifically some moderators on a few of the other subreddits were the ones who started crying to the admins about our alleged misbehaving and misdeeds. And it was
Demons.
because they were looking at us saying, well, we've been auto banning anybody who even posts in that subreddit. We set up bots to auto ban you if you just posted in Whitecloaks. And most people's response was like taking it as a badge of honor and was like,
Yep.
fine, I'll go post over there. Those dudes have all the good posts and jokes anyway.
yep.
And so they were actually driving users to us, and I think that was really getting their goat.
Well, yeah, you guys were absolutely killing it. And
And by the way, I just, if I can put a disclaimer, I say we. We are our YouTube channel is just a few of the people from that subreddit. We also are associated with the Discord of where people left kind of that subreddit to go on Discord, and so there's a lot of the people from the Reddit who are active in our Discord, and we participate and put the videos together and stuff like that. But obviously, we are not the 5,000 plus people who made up our Whitecloaks. So I don't want to claim to be anything more than just a couple people who didn't want to see Whitecloaks die and decided to let the name and the message of what they tried to do to us kind of gain some traction outside of Reddit.
Y'all tried really hard to put up a valiant fight. They went to the wall, man. Several days till posts could get posted, moderator approved, admin approved post. It was pretty relentless, and cross posting of all things was what eventually I think they shut you guys down on, wasn't it?
Yeah, so they
basically. Let's go back to the beginning. So, why did you guys get the subreddit going? Like, what motivated you? How did it start? Just give people some background. Por favor.
So I mean, I was there pretty early, but I was not like one of the original, 5 or 10 people. I think I joined when it was under 1,000 subs in the like couple hundred range, so fairly early, but not at the very beginning. But the general idea was that people wanted a place where they could go and actually, discuss the show in a positive or negative light and not be censored for it, because the main subs, literally, if you posted anything other than just sucking Amazon off, you were getting banned. In fact, even today, like if I occasionally go on and post something on Reddit, I actually just recently got a 7-day ban on one of the major subreddits for toxicity. They said it was toxic. And my post was, somebody made a comment about how they had hoped that they would do certain things in season 2 and whatever, and they commented about how season 1 just, it didn't have enough of a hook, so they had to put this other stuff in. And I just said, well, 90 million copies sold of Robert Jordan's story. I would have liked to see that story adapted. Apparently people thought that was good. Guess I'm still waiting, though.
There was a hook
and
in
that
there
comment,
somewhere, right? Yeah.
That comment of saying Robert Jordan's world was popular enough that they probably didn't need to mess with it got me a 7-day ban on one of the subreddits. And this is a year after the show has come out. They're still over policing. So people started Whitecloaks because of that type of moderation habits.
That's insane. But that's
light,
that's
dude.
Reddit.
Yeah.
That's Reddit. So yeah, it's a cesspool for sure. You definitely can't have your own opinion there. And you guys were very respectful, and you guys helped me get started because my first videos were Wheel of Time joke videos, and you guys liked them and promoted them for me, and or else I probably wouldn't be doing it at this point. So, and I found out the hard way, or I guess the best way, that you can't post in the Whitecloaks, because as soon as I did, I got banned URLs almost immediately.
Yeah, I think that was maybe the most interesting thing about it is, it really exposed sort of the network of Reddit and sort of how one bad admin can wreck, dozens of Reddits, because you posted just some like utterly non-offensive stuff. I mean, it was spicy, but it wasn't anything that was ban worthy. And you got banned from like 6 different spots. It was crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a list. There was a list. If you post on like Whitecloaks everywhere, there's like 15, 16 Reddits that were Wheel of Time based that all of a sudden you get emails, you've been banned, you've been banned, you've been banned. It's like, what the hell just happened? I didn't even know these things existed.
Yeah, and I think that was maybe the funniest part of all of it was the, the justification was the toxicity. And everybody was very confused because the question was, wait, by posting on one Reddit, I'm banned from posting on another Reddit. That's not toxic, but saying I don't like a TV show, that's toxic. That's ban-worthy across multiple formats. It was a truly bizarre situation, and it was it just goes to show just how deep in bed Amazon and Reddit are together.
Just quick, YetiCast, hey man. So he was the guy who first got me banned from subreddits because I was helping him promote his channel by posting his videos in Our Funny and stuff. I can't post in Our Funny anymore. So that was my first Reddit experience. Yeah, Reddit hates you, Yeti. Reddit hates you.
All I have to say is I am on the Discord for the Whitecloaks, and I love it over there, and it's awesome. And I was hearing about the story of our Whitecloaks after I read Wheel of Time, which was just a couple of months ago, and I was just like, that sounds like a really awesome community, but I hate Reddit and I don't want to go back on Reddit. So I was actually kind of glad that they got banned and they went somewhere else so I didn't have to deal with Reddit, but it still sucks that they did that to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like Reddit, but I do like the opportunities that Reddit offers, right? Which is, I think, really the real negative attribute for us trying to make a YouTube channel, that the one place that had, and it still has, honestly, I logged on there the other day and it still had like 30 or 40 active members, which is on par with the 100,000. No one's even allowed to post on the damn thing. It still has more active users.
I was there the other day, saw the exact same thing. There's still more people checking, like hoping that things will still post. I remember actually when all this first happened, Dane, I did a long sort of interview thing with Dane. He sort of itemized it out, how it all sort of went down from Bing to bullets on my channel. So that was cool. I know a lot of people, because it just sort of happened, like they were there and then everything got shut down and then like it sort of came back up and then it went back down. So Dane explained it pretty good on the thing we did together back when, well, I guess I was just starting out.
Yeah, I went and found that video and it's like way old. Like, you're a baby then.
Yeah, still a baby. What are you talking about?
Did I close the pool? A Culture, yeah. So Culture Casino's here. Hey, Culture Casino. Thanks for coming out. Yeah, I got demonetized for a 30-day review. I can reapply, and I know kind of know why they gave me a list. Like you've probably seen, of things, and I know which one that is, and so I'll delete those videos and reapply. Not at the end of the world, really, because like the shorts you don't get paid for, and so they can demonetize them. But I mean, it's not a big difference. And yeah, it's I would trade the subs for a month of monetization anyway, in a second. Yeah, Pip's private chat. All right, so yeah, it's it is what it is. But anyways, back to these guys. Can you explain how they banned you? Because it's not really They were super, super greasy, sneaky about it.
Yeah. Here, one second here. I was looking for the link to the Discord to post in chat. I can get back at that though.
I can get it. I'll try and get it. Give me a second.
Okay, sweet. Thanks. So it's kind of a weird story, right? So it started actually sort of it was insidious a little bit. So our founder and one of the lead mods, Sneed, Sneed's Memes and Dreams, I think was his actual name, although they legitimately banned him. They actually just deleted his account essentially. So
We think they actually killed him.
yeah. So yeah, they basically locked out the subreddit so that only moderator approved posts would actually be displayed on the channel, and they did it without telling anyone in the of the mods. So it just was kind of a couple slow days in a row, and not a whole lot of stuff being posted really, except for the odd one or two from some of the mods. And I posted a thing saying like, hey, what's kind of going on here? It seems like something's slow. And then I realized that my own post didn't actually appear. And so I posted another one saying like, what is going on here? About the next day, all the posts appeared, and the mod posted a comment pinned at the top saying, hey, this is what happened. They locked the account out. Like, we're trying to kind of deal with the backlog, like give us some patience, all this other stuff. And also the admin is telling us that our subreddit has grown to a size where we need more moderators, or they're gonna shut us down for being under modded. And so that's when actually myself, Dane Bornhall, and a couple other people volunteered to be mods on the channel, because previously we'd had, I don't know, 3 maybe, and they were generally pretty inactive. Like, we didn't actually do a lot of moderation. It was just the few people who posted problematic stuff basically got downvoted down to oblivion, because unsurprisingly, if you ever were on there, we weren't a bunch of racist bigots. And so there was like 1 or 2 guys who posted some really out there stuff, and it was downvoted to the point where you'd have to like unhide it to see this dude talking about like just weird stuff,
I'm sorry about that. All right. I already apologize. All right.
But anyway, they said it was under modded, so they made us get on some more mods, and it was just went downhill from there. Within a couple of weeks, we started adding some mods. They kept on saying, no, that's still not enough. And they started basically jumping in and like deleting posts, doing other stuff. And the straw that broke the camel's back, this is actually my personal claim to fame. So the admin posted in our mod mail saying, you guys need to go in and fix this stuff, or like, I'm coming for you, essentially. And I literally, like, this was my second day as a mod, so it happened this quickly, right? I just replied back in mod mail, and I was like, hey, I'm new as a mod, just still trying to figure out the functionality of the mod controls. Can you point me to the direction of the posts that you're seeing that are violating the rules, and I'll go take care of them? Like, trying to do the job here, right? And then I was typing a second comment, like literally typed one sort of couple sentences, enter, typed a couple other sentences, basically saying like, hey, appreciate the patience, just trying to do my best, again, new moderator, enter to send, right? And it failed to send, and I tried to click enter again, and it said you don't have access to mod mail. And
they banned him immediately. Dane showed this in real time, like again on this. Dane, man, it was ridiculous. Just for like, hey, how can I help? Banned. So literally, it's like what?
Yeah, it was like a fairly polite, benign, like, hey, I'm trying to help, and like, thanks for the patience. And I didn't even have time to say thanks for the patience, because he unmodded me and banned me that quick. And then within the next day, I think every other one of the other mods except for one had been removed as a mod. And that one mod is the only one that we still have left. He's the only person that is actually allowed to make new posts. And so he periodically, once every couple of weeks, like makes a new post. It gets hundreds of comments and upvotes of the people that are still going to freaking Whitecloaks. And it's just hilarious that they they tried to kill us, for no rule violations that they could meaningfully cite, and they still have not prevented us from still being more active users and more interest than some of the big subs.
Yeah, and so now you guys have kind of had a rebirth on YouTube. So this is one of my receipts from working with Reddit. This is the Wheel of Time subreddit. I posted some links to my videos there, and I noticed they stopped showing up. I couldn't find them, but I was allowed to post them, and so I asked, why can't I find my videos? Basically, I was polite, super polite. And so they responded with this: as of now, we don't allow blah 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 blah. Real reason. Beyond that, things like, quote, if this is a matriarchy, I'll pass, are absolutely not tolerated here and will be met with a removal and a possible ban.
Absolutely not tolerated, Zax. Oh my God. What were you thinking?
No.
Did you get the follow-up where, because this is my favorite, when you get the follow-up on one of these, 7-day bans or suspensions, right? Where you post it and you reply like, hey, what was I banned for? And then like the next mod mail or next message you get is that you've been muted. I love that one. Like just asking the question, they're like, screw this dude, I don't want to hear from you.
And so first of all, my thumbnail game has always been strong, as you can see. But
That's good.
this was the post, and this was in the Whitecloaks sub. It wasn't in the Wheel of Time sub. So they were actually watching what I was posting in other subs to then shadow ban me or whatever in their sub. Like that's how far they went with it, to the point they remembered that to then hide my shit.
Because the thing that they don't want to admit is that they were actually active in Whitecloaks. Some of the mods from the other subreddits would come over and they would shitpost and they would like make fun of the people in Whitecloaks. They'd say like they were actually doing harassment, especially early on before we had enough members of the subreddit to really kind of defend ourselves. Because, like if you have 15, 20, 100 people in a subreddit and somebody with 1,000 and is a moderator can come over and just like downvote you a few times with them and their alts and like a couple guys that they know, like, cool, now your post got downvoted before anybody even had a chance to see it. Like that's really damaging to an early subreddit. But as soon as we got like, 500, 1,000, all the way up to 5,000, they couldn't, deal with us. They couldn't take out the trash and do all that stuff they wanted to themselves. So that's when they started bitching and whining to the Reddit admins to come in and just get the ban hammer out and just take care of these guys. Cause they're cross posting. It's like cross posting is a feature of Reddit. How is it ban worthy?
Right. Well, it's ban worthy when they don't like it.
It's ban-worthy when the cross-posting subreddit gets more upvotes and more comments and engagement than the original Reddit that posted it.
I'm actually looking through the screenshots you guys had sent me way back when. I just went over that one where like we're not allowed to utilize a feature of Reddit, but everybody else can. I don't understand.
It's only a crime when you do it.
That's right.
Wrong thing. Exactly.
Yep. Gray, have you ever ventured onto Reddit?
Sorry, I'm muted. No, I missed the whole Reddit thing. Actually getting into it now because it's really popular, isn't it? I'm not too late to the party.
No, it's just getting started, Gray.
Yeah.
There. As long as you agree with whatever the mainstream point of view is supposed to be, you're fine.
This kind of censorship, it's all over. It's cross-platform, isn't it? It's okay if you say the right things, but mate, it's getting tiring. It really is getting tiring, isn't it?
And so the point of that video that I got blocked from was that your show is showing us a world where women can just kill dudes for whatever reason with no consequences. And so my point is, if that's your marketing for matriarchy, it's poor marketing. It's not going to work.
Sense of humor, anyone? Remember a sense of humor? Jesus, you can't even have a sense of humor anymore, can you, Zax?
No.
What is comedy? I don't know. What is comedy?
Reddit got me. Sorry about that, Zax.
I thought it was Mama Susan for a moment.
Yeah. First they come for your Reddit.
Then they come.
Then they come for your tweets.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your YouTube videos.
Yep.
At this point, it's just laughable just because the amount of hypocrisy. It's like I do House of Dragon reviews, and I was just thinking of like there's a lot of feminist messaging in that show, and I was just thinking about there's a situation with Kristen Cole and Rhaenyra, and it's like, how are the like the SJWs that love this stuff thinking like that's not like a rapey situation, like by their own logic. I don't know.
Wait, I thought you
There
loved
is
this
no
show.
logic. There's no logic.
No, it's just outrage culture.
I heard that's your
Really?
favorite show, though. Zach's told me.
All right, just to